What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how sports card collectors are in absolute denial. They are panicking in the comments section. It is absolutely ridiculous and embarrassing for them. So we're going to talk about a couple of those comments that they made. We're also going to look at some crazy examples, once again, of sports card manufacturers pulling the wool over collectors' eyes. We're going to talk about an absolutely phenomenal regrade where someone sent the exact same card to BGS, SGC, and PSA. We're going to take a look at the grades. You're going to love this one. It's absolutely classic. And then we're going to talk about some new things that are developing in the hobby as well. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right in. All right, first let's start with a couple of the clowns that like to comment on my videos. First, we got William Lowell here, absolutely the most negative individual he's seen in a long time. I'm not sure that I'm really that negative. I think I'm just trying to be as realistic and honest with you guys as possible, and some of you are really not taking it super well. Next up, we've got B More Sneakers, so probably a sneaker flipper if I had to guess. He wants me to stop crying because someone can ask whatever they want for a card, and it's the buyer just needs to do their research. You're a reseller yourself, which is no better. Absolutely true that I've bought and resold cards, but I do want to make one caveat to this statement here. I have sold countless cards. I can't even tell you the number of cards that I've sold below comps, and in some cases well below comps, specifically for the purpose of allowing a true collector, someone that I know that is going to cherish and value the card for their collection, because I just wanted them to have it. There's a good case that can be made too for kids. Any kids that came up to my table at any point when I was set up as a dealer at card shows, I would literally just give them cards. If they found a $5 or a $3 card or something in a value bin, because it's Aaron Judge and they're a Yankees fan, I would just pull the card out and say, here you go, bud, have a good day. Hopefully you find some good stuff. Talk to them a little bit about the Yankees. I have no problem doing that. So some of these comments are just absolutely ridiculous. And then we got to move on to Chuck Smith 7100. Stop whining, bro. One guy doesn't make the hobby trash. Absolutely true. You make a good point here. But I think through my videos, and including this one here, I've given more than one example about why the hobby has turned into absolute trash. Maybe you just need to open your eyes a little bit. Speaking of opening your eyes a little bit too, we need to take a look at this new card that I saw on Facebook the other day. It made me laugh hysterically. This is a Nolan Ryan card out of the new Topps Heritage, where Topps decided that it would be a great idea and something that collectors would really go crazy for is inserting a genuine 1974 United States quarter into the card. Now this card, if you look at the back too, it is numbered 5 of 5. This shows a huge disconnect to me between the sports card manufacturers and what sports card collectors are actually looking for. We collect these cards because they have some kind of significance and some kind of tie either to the player that's on the card or to an event that took place that they participated in or that their team was involved with, or their autograph, because that's something that people have always collected for, the entire duration of sports cards, collectibles, etc. So taking a 1974 quarter, a regular 25-cent US quarter, and sticking it in this card, this is the reason why Topps and Panini and Upper Deck and these manufacturers can justify selling their cards at the prices that they're currently selling them at. They are absolutely crazy. This quarter means nothing. It has no value. If you know anything about coins, gold, silver, anything about currency in the United States too, you'll know that back in the day, quarters, half dollars, actual silver dollars, etc., they had silver content, and that's part of the value and the collectability in that hobby for some of these things. But a 1974 quarter does not have any silver content. It's not really a collectible thing. This is not a cool or unique quarter. This is just a regular quarter that they pulled out of circulation and threw in this card, stamped 5 of 5 on the back, and put it in as a chase card for this product. I mean, you guys can tell me in the comments below if this is something that you would be impressed with or pleased to pull when you're ripping a box of Topps Heritage. I'm not personally. I would never want this card. What this thing's going to sell for, it is 5 of 5, so somebody's probably going to buy it. This is maybe a $25, $30 card, I'm guessing, on eBay, but this is one of the chase cards. This is what Topps thinks that sports card collectors want out of their product. I don't know. Beats me. This next one may be even funnier. I know some of you guys are going to get a kick out of this, especially if you like grading cards and if you see what crossovers sometimes do. So we're going to take a look at this one. I'm going to throw an example up here, or the picture that was actually posted to Facebook. So this is a 1998 Upper Deck Choice Peyton Manning Domination Next SE numbered rookie card of Peyton Manning. So this actually started out, and as you're going to see, there are three different, two broken slabs and then one it's currently slabbed with SGC here in the picture. But this card started out as a BGS 9. So if we zoom in and take a look at the subgrades, it looks like it had 9.5 for the centering, 8.5 for the edges, 9.5 for the corners, and 9.5 for the surface. So it's an overall mint 9. It's a cool card, a Peyton Manning rookie card, and it's numbered. Probably has a little bit of value. I haven't looked it up to see what it's worth, but this is absolutely hilarious to me. I love seeing these regrades and these potential crossovers to see if they can bump the grade. So obviously when you're doing this, you're cracking it out of the BGS 9. You're trying to send it to like a PSA to get a 10, hopefully, to increase the value. Or at least that's what 99% of people do. So as you can see, they crossed this over to PSA and got a 4. A PSA 4 for a BGS 9. So when people are thinking about sending their cards in and they're thinking about using PSA as a submission service, these are things that we see once in a while. And you always hear those conversations about, is PSA trying to control the populations, or are they trying not to give high grades in a certain card because they want to control the number that are in each grade for whatever reason? Or did the grader have a bad day and just chose to give this a 4? I mean, you would think that there's absolutely no way that a card that was graded a 9 by another reputable company would go to another company and drop all the way down to a 4. But what makes this even funnier is that when the person got this card back from PSA, they decided to crack it and resub it again to SGC, where it then got an 8. So this card has gone from a BGS 9 to a PSA 4 to an SGC 8. This is absolutely hysterical, and this right here is the main reason why sports card grading companies can justify their prices. They can justify all of the things that they do because they know they've got you. No matter what they do, no matter how they grade your cards, no matter how low of a grade they give you with PSA, you, the consumer, are willing to crack that thing out and pay again to go ahead and regrade. And in some cases, people crack it out of a PSA slab to send it back to PSA to try to get a different grade. And as long as you, the consumer, and the person that wants to grade these cards continues to do that, they're not incentivized to change in any way, shape, or form at all. It is absolutely crazy because they know that they've got you. And the best part about PSA is that if you get a 9 and it's one of those cards that potentially is on the verge of being high value, when you send it back into PSA to pay your second grading fee and they give you a 10 that time, because this is totally subjective, so it can go from a 9 to a 10, no problem, then they get to upcharge you. So instead of paying $15 or $40 or whatever, they're going to charge you $300. Which I just saw. Somebody just sent in I don't know if it was already graded or if it was a raw card, but anyways, I think it was a 9. They cracked it, resent it in. It became a 10, then they got a $300 upcharge. PSA is just raking in the money. They do not care. They will grade every single card. If I was them, I mean, it's a cash grab, but if you're them, if you're PSA, think about this. If you grade every single card that comes in like an 8 or a 9, especially all of the high value, super collectible type of cards, if you grade them all an 8 or a 9, because you know that so much of the market out there is willing to do this, you could then just get them back, and you know what you graded it the first time, crack it out, regrade it, and charge them an upcharge, and you're making a ton of money. It's just an absolute scam if you want to look at it that way. So for all the guys that like grading, tell me what you think of this. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, last but not least, we got to talk about one more thing today before we go. So for all those guys that are saying the hobby's fine, the hobby's been great, there haven't been all these issues, I want you to take a look at this one and then tell me what you think afterwards. So this is a new deal that's been released by Arena Club. If you're familiar, again, this is the sports card company that's like in some way associated with Derek Jeter. I don't know if he's the owner, the founder, whatever. But anyways, they came up with this thing. So they've got a website now where you can like buy and sell cards. I don't know if you can trade through there, but you can definitely buy and sell. So this is pretty funny. So they released this 0 unpaid sales is what this is called. So they released a little bit on here saying that once a deal or an offer is accepted, the transaction is completed. The purchased cards will be instantly transferred to the buyer's account and the seller will get paid. No questions asked. And I love this. This is absolutely awesome because this has been a huge issue and a huge topic of discussion, or at least should have been a topic of discussion through eBay. eBay is the worst for just not giving a shit about this at all. You get auctions all the time where accounts with literally zero feedback will come onto your page and shill bid something up and then not pay for it, cancel the auction, Even sometimes you get people that do have some feedback, but they will bid up a card because they own the same one, and so they don't want yours going for 400 if they think theirs is worth 500 or 600, and so they'll bid on that and then let several days go by. They'll just never pay for it. They'll never respond to your messages, so you don't get the money. You can't relist right away because you're waiting on this payment. You don't want to cancel it because obviously you want to make the sale. They'll just let time go by. It'll expire. Then you say the buyer hasn't paid, and all they get is this unpaid strike, which really literally does nothing. Unless you're an eBay seller that goes to your account settings and sets your account to where people with unpaid strikes cannot bid on your items, these people can still bid on like 90% of accounts out there. So they can literally shill something up or attempt to bid or attempt to buy something, and then when it sells for less than what their card is worth because they own the same copy, they just won't pay for it. Nothing happens. They can continue bidding, and eBay has never cared about this at all. If you're a seller on eBay, and even if you're a buyer on eBay, this helps to create a level of accountability that we have not seen in the sports card hobby at all. I love that Arena Club is doing this. As a seller, someone who has put cards on eBay and wanted them to sell, I want to package them up, I want to ship them out, I want to get paid. This should be mandatory for all websites that are taking payments like this. If you have someone that commits to a sale, whether they go to your item and they click buy it now, or you've got it set up to make offers and they send you an offer and then you accept it, or they just outright win an auction, they should not be able to send you those stupid messages that everyone sends you on eBay that says, hey, sorry, my 6-year-old got on my cell phone and somehow accidentally placed a bid and now I need to cancel. We know it's BS. Okay, we've seen thousands of examples like this, and I applaud Arena Club for doing this because this is actually going to help the hobby. This is a positive thing. So for all those guys that say that I'm super, super negative, also, this is a great thing. This right here is allowing for transparency. It's allowing for accountability, and I applaud this right here because eBay just does not care about this at all, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's more than beyond time where this should have been instituted, so I'm glad that it happened. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you haven't done this already, please like the video, drop a comment below, and subscribe to the page, and we will be dropping more videos like this, and I will catch you next time.